How's it going, everybody? So today I wanted to take a peek at one of the commander decks that Wizards of the Coast has been releasing with their sets recently. So up till now, normally Wizards of the Coast would release a planeswalker deck or a few planeswalker decks with the release of each one of their standard sets. This year they have kind of moved away from that and started to go towards these new commander decks. I think this is a plus. One reason I love playing Commander, and another reason is the Planeswalker decks that they put out were really not a very good product. The Planeswalkers themselves were always a very high CMC, and they weren't really that useful. So I'm hoping that these will be a better product for people to get into Commander, and it's got 100 cards in it. So maybe there's some things in here that might actually be useful for other formats as well. So they started this with Zendikar Rising, and they've put out Commander decks with Zendikar Rising, Commander Legends, and now Kaldhelm. So this deck is from Commander Legends, and it's Wyleth, Soul of Steel. I picked this up for 16 bucks. This is cheap. It's a 100 card commander with, the potential to be built into something for 16 bucks. The Planeswalker decks were on average about the same. It came with a 60 card deck, and then if it was a core set, it came with 1 pack, and if it was a regular standard set, it came with 2. So you're getting some decent amount of cards here. So the packaging, it's got a pretty sturdy box. Brandish your blade. Choose your commander and overcome both friend and foe in this definitive multiplayer Magic format. Ally with Wyleth, equip him with arms and draw tons of cards as you dispatch your opponents with martial superiority. So it sounds like this deck is going to be based around card draw and equipments. Probably maybe a Tron deck. So we're going to open this thing up and see how it looks. A lot of packaging, I will say that much. Oh, box, cardboard. So we have the commander right on top. We have the deck, more cardboard. Inside here we have a box with a pamphlet and a spin down counter. The pamphlet is a Learn to Play Magic pamphlet. If you don't know how to play Commander, this could be helpful. Probably not going to get into that too much right now. Move those to the side. It is a Commander size box, which will fit 100 cards. I know for a fact that 100 sleeved cards will fit into these boxes, which is kind of nice. So let's look at the commander that comes with this. So this is Wyleth, Soul of Steel, legendary creature, human warrior, 1 of any color, a red and a white. So he has trample. Whenever Wyleth, Soul of Steel attacks, draw a card for each aura or equipment attached to it. So it's a draw engine. Like I said, it's probably a Tron aspect. There's probably going to be a lot of artifacts in here, equipment, that kind of thing. So let's look through here and see what the spread of cards is. So we have Condemn, Benetha, Castian, Paragon, Dawn Charm, Disenchant, Faith Unbroken, Flicker Wisp, Generous Gift. Generous Gift is a good card. Hold that one off to the side. Ironclad Slayer, Cartographer, On Sarah's Wings, Oreskos Explorer, Return to Dust is another good card. Spirit Mantle, Sword of Plowshares, another good card. Unquestioned Authority, Valorous Stance, and we'll just keep going through these. If I read them all, you're probably going to get tired of that. Volcanic Follow, Boros Charm. Signet. I'm going to pull the rares off to the side and maybe we'll look at those. Comet Storm, Dual Caster Mage. Has a Soul Ring, Swiftfoot Boots, Command Tower, Planes, and then looks like we're getting into our tokens. Okay, so let's look at this a little bit. So cards right off the bat that I saw going, just zooming through this really fast, that are going to be good cards. Command Tower, Soul Ring. Every commander deck needs a Soul Ring. That's one auto add. For this kind of deck with the equipment ability, Sunforger is a great card. Loxodon Warhammer is another great card as far as equipment goes. Blackblade Reforged, which has taken a huge hit in value lately and price-wise, still a great card. Being able to equip a creature and get +1/+1 for each land you control. And a legendary creature is only 3 to equip. Now, a standard equip is 7, but you're probably going to be trying to equip this to your commander anyway. Signets are hugely important. Favorite cards I've seen so far, Sword of Plowshares, Generous Gift. You really can't beat exiling a creature and getting it out of the way. Return to Dust is another great card. So right off the top of my head, I see some pretty good cards in here. The majority of them are equipments and artifacts, you know, good things. So let's look at the other rares that came up. So we had Slayer Stronghold, add a colorless mana or tap a red and a white and target creature gets +2/+0 and gains vigilance and haste until the end of the turn. Sword of Vengeance, equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has first strike, vigilance, trample, and haste, equip 3. Then we have Respond and Resurgence. Respond deals 5 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Creatures you control, Resurgence, creatures you control gain first strike and vigilance until the end of turn. After this main phase, there is an additional combat phase followed by an additional main phase. Master Warcraft, Deflecting Palm, Word of Seizing, Wild Ricochet. Relentless Assault, Jaya's Immolating Inferno, Dual Caster Mage. Just pulled a Dual Caster Mage the other day out of a double Masters pack. It kind of makes me sick to see that they reprint some of these cards lately so much, because it really drops the collector value, but that is what it is. Comet Storm, the mythic that I've seen in here, other than the commander, I believe that's the only one I've seen so far. Winds of Wrath, White Sun Zenith, X and 3 white, create X 2/2 white cat creature tokens, shuffle White Sun Zenith into its owner's library, Unbreakable Formation, and Scram Senior Edificer. Scram does whenever you cast an aura, equipment spell, or vehicle spell, draw a card. Good card draw engine. So then we have Cigar's Aid. Cigar's Aid is a great card. I play that in my Alayla. You may cast aura and equipment spells as though they had flash. Whenever an equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you may attach it to target creature you control. Then we have Relic Seeker, Odric, Lunarch Marshal, the Martial Coup, Blazing Sunsteel, Timely Ward, and I believe that's the end of the rares that are in the pack, in the deck. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 rares. So a fourth of this commander deck is built around rare cards. If each one of these cards is worth 50 cents, you know, you're pretty much getting your money back in just rares in the pack. And there are a few good rares in here. So let me pick those up, and then let's look at the uncommons. So uncommons in this set, again, we had Return to Dust, Generous Gift, Sword to Plowshares, Soul Ring, Sunhome Fortress of the Legion, Stone Quarry, Secluded Steppe, Rogue's Passage, Myriad Landscape, Memorial to War, Encroaching Wastes, Boros Garrison, Swiftfoot Boots, Ring of Vulcus, Ring of Thune, Mask of Avacyn, Hero's Blade, Fire Shrieker, Brass Squire. Brass Squire, in my mind, is one of those cards that's kind of underappreciated. It's 3 mana to get out for a 1/3 artifact creature. Equip target, attach a target equipment you control to target creature you control. If you've got a big equipment out, something like the Shadow Spear or Black Blade Reforged, something like that, you could really get that out real fast if it's already been out. Then we have Wear and Tear. We have Tina Ship's Caretaker. We have the Boros Charm. We have Volcanic Fallout. Valorous Stance, Unquestioned Authority, Spirit Mantle, and it's still going. Oreskos Explorer, On Sarah's Wings, Flicker Wisp, Faith Unbroken, Dawn Charm, Danitha Capsian Paragon, Condemn, and I think that's it. So now we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 35 uncommons. And then we are looking at some commons, but most of these cards are pretty darn good. Now, is this a battle-ready deck that you're going to go compete with people at a local game store that have situated decks? Probably not. It probably needs some things in here added to it. In a deck like this, where it is a Tron deck, you're trying to build big and make your commander nice and strong. Some things that would be really good would be like Sword of Feast and Famine, Peace and Justice. Those kind of things would really help. Remember, whenever he attacks, draw a card for each ore and equipment attached to him. So that's a huge card draw engine. He's already a 2/2 with Trample coming in for 3 mana. And you can attach some great equipments to him and make him really big right off the bat. So, and they've given you a few good equipments in here just to get you started. Things like where'd you go? Blackblade Reforged, Sun Forger, Loxodon Warhammer, Blazing Sunsteel, Sword of Vengeance, things like that. So, I mean, I would suggest if you were actually going to run this and you wanted to make it competitive, you'd really want to throw some, like I said, some of the other swords in here, some other equipments, maybe sort of the Animist to get some ramp. I did notice that you know, white and red, there's not a lot of ramp involved here. So something like Sword of the Animist could really pull you some land out of your deck. All in all, I definitely think this was worth 15 bucks. You can't really beat that. I know $15.97 is kind of cheap. I've seen them more so in the $20 range, and I know like there's two commander decks that got released with each set, and a lot of people are trying to sell them for bundles of like $39.95, 40 bucks for both of them. If you're a collector, you probably don't need a lot of these cards. These cards have been reprinted pretty recently. But if you're not a collector and you're someone that's just getting into Magic, I think this would be a great great deck to start with. And I definitely think that this was a great improvement over the Planeswalker decks that they were putting out. Thanks for watching and bearing with me through this mess of cards. Have a great day.